Good afternoon, everybody. A warm welcome on behalf of L&T. Today, we would be presenting one of our projects to you, that is L&T Vadodara Bharuch Tollway Limited. Why we have chosen this project? To go back into the history, this project has paid the second highest negative grant to NHAI on that date. It is our largest operational road project, and otherwise also it is one of the largest road projects of the country in O&M stage. And probably it is the third largest road project in terms of traffic and toll revenues. Just to briefly acquaint you about the location of this project, it lies on the quadrilateral arm of Delhi, Mumbai, and it connects the two cities of Vadodara with Bharuch in Gujarat, a total distance of 83.3 kilometers. Some of other project details which probably would make you understand our presentation subsequently. This involved upgradation of this project from a 4-lane to a 6-lane highway. The total cost of the project was 1,415 crores, which also includes the negative grant. And this construction was undertaken by our own ECC division. The concession agreement was signed on 12th of July 2006, and the construction was to be completed in 30 months. However, we were able to complete it before time, as L&T always does, and our actual COD date was 3rd June 2009. Some of the other typical highlights of this project, as I already said, it lies on the arm of the Golden Quadrilateral connecting Delhi with Mumbai. It is the lifeline of Gujarat to Mumbai, and 25 kilometers of this highway passes through Vadodara, which is a highly built-up city. And otherwise, it connects 3 important industrial hubs, including Bharuch. And just to highlight some other complexities of the project, we have got 3 different police headquarters, 14 police stations, 5 Vidhan Sabha constituencies, and 2 Lok Sabha constituencies. So you can understand how many agencies have to be managed here. And then, of course, not to mention, there are 24 separate electric connections. What we are proud of in this project, all the 4 critical components of an O&M project, engineering, tolling, route operation, IT systems, I can afford to say that we have set up processes which are some of the best in the country. Firstly, coming to the engineering. Some engineering highlights of the project. Total length of the project, as already said, 83.3 kilometers, and total lane length is 547 kilometers. Other details, you can just have a look at view file. The only thing I would like to highlight here is our toll plaza. This toll plaza is the best toll plaza in the country, and I make this statement with a lot of conviction. And probably in the world also, it may be one of the best toll plazas. Besides that, another unique feature, and probably which we have implemented in some other projects also, that all toll booths are connected through a tunnel, so which maintains both the sanctity and the safety of the tolling operations. And besides that, this project has got an illumination of about 26 kilometers. As you all must be aware, that good equipment is of no use if it is not backed up by a proper infrastructure. And in our case, most of the equipment runs on electricity, so we have created a 4-layered backup infrastructure for all our equipment. And starting with the state electricity board, then we have got 2 generators for critical and non-critical processes, and a standby generator, 2 40 kV UPSs with hot swap facility, and then we have also got additional UPSs for our AVC systems so that in case everything fails, at least our traffic count does not fail. Besides that, we have carried out enhanced signage and RPM marking on the complete project. It is whether it's boards, RPMs, other night and consecutive signages, all have been done on this project. We also concentrate more on mechanical processes than on manual processes, whether it's a small job as of cleaning a road or something bigger. And we also are adopting technologies which are suitable to our conditions and not something which is highly technical and then we are not able to continue with that. We have got photo sensor and timer based highway street light control on the complete 26 kilometers of lighting system. Then we have carried out enhanced plantations on project and gardening at plaza to cater for various environmental concerns. Running an OM project is something where you cannot stop the traffic, but at the same time you do have to carry out all your activities. So safety procedures also become equally important, and we have got very strict regimented safety procedures, whether it is some minor maintenance activity or it is a major maintenance activities. It is always ensured that all due safety precautions are put in place. Now coming to the second aspect of our project, that is tolling. We are processing about 1 lakh PCUs daily. And on this account, we have to maintain a very high level of throughput, and which is being done. Total lanes, we have got 14 plus 2 future lanes. We have got generation next tolling systems for faster processing and also to maintain full sanctity of our tolling operations. Besides that, we also emphasize on providing good work environment for our employees, especially the toll booths where we have got air conditioners, positive air pressure is maintained, and as well as piped music is also provided to all toll booths. Then we have got multi-layered ITS as well as manual auditing processes, so there is always a backup in case one is not working, the thing is caught by the other process. Then we have got a very good exempt traffic control management system. For this, we are using an exempt document viewer with a semi-integration into our tolling systems. Right now, it is not fully integrated, but in due course, we hope that we will be able to fully integrate it into the systems. Then we have got a vast network of CCTV surveillance. This is other than the highway HTMS systems, which is covering both internal and external aspects of lanes and toll plaza. And because of this high level of surveillance, this data is also very frequently being used by local and outstation police also in their crime investigation. Just to give a brief outline of our operational pie, we are having cars as a traffic about 39%, which give us about 11% of revenue. LCVs 11%, giving us about 6% of revenue. Buses 7% and 7%. Trucks 13% and 16%. And our biggest pie comes from HMVs. The traffic numbers is 30%, however, they are giving us about 60% of our toll revenues. Another important aspect on the O&M project is route operations. Here I am just highlighting our highway traffic management system control room, a view of that, and why it becomes important. Before we further delve into it, I will show you a small video clip. This has been captured by one of our HTMS cameras, and wherever I have shown this clip and I have asked people to comment who was to blame, most of them have said this is the car driver who was to be blamed, though it was the truck which was coming in the wrong direction. So with that kind of a mindset, this route operations also becomes a very, very critical aspect. So on that account, what we are doing to make sure that traffic flows smoothly on the road, the most important thing is firstly to analyze all these accidents and incidents, how we can avoid them and how in future we can make this road further safer for the road users. In our accident analysis, we have found that about 11% of accidents would result into fatalities, one or more. But what is more disturbing is the cause of accidents, where you would see that majority, about 62% of accidents are happening because of traffic rule violations. Now it leaves us confused, and maybe some of you also, whether it is ignorance of the traffic rules or is it the disobedience of traffic rules. So we are working on both aspects, educate people and also interact with the local traffic police and other agencies to ensure that these traffic rules are followed. Another surprising aspect in our analysis, we found about 50% of fatalities are occurring to the pedestrians, who otherwise per se are not road users. So this is another aspect which in our O&M we have to concentrate and make sure at least this percentage comes down. So now what we are doing in our route operations to get these things down and ensure that road remains a safe and a comfortable journey for everyone. We have gone way beyond the specifications of our concession agreement and ensuring that road remains safe. We are continuously patrolling the complete stretch with 2 vehicles, and we have used latest generation of vehicles with all modern equipment as required to be fitted in them has been fitted in them. Besides that, we have got ambulances, cranes, and a lot of fire incidents happen on the highway. So we have coordinated with all the fire brigades on our stretch. So on need basis, they are requested for required assistance. Then another reason we have found why accidents happen, it is because of encroachment. So periodically we keep undertaking encroachment removal drives, and then you have to go. You are a small or a big person, you have to go. So this is one of the big hotels which was having encroachment on our carriageway, so the whole thing was uprooted from there. Then after every accident, as I said, we do an analysis where the fault lies, which agency has to be got informed or got involved in the countermeasures. Then we are very proactive in giving assistance to people. To quote an incident, one day in the middle of night at 1:30, I got a call that there was a car stranded with a tire puncture, but doesn't have tool to replace the tire. So our vehicle went there and rescued that family. And otherwise also, during daytime, night time, if you got a problem, our route patrols vehicle would be there. Then we have also carried out a black spot analysis. What we had found was that generally a route black spot analysis is done to find accident prone zone locations, but the measuring unit was 1 kilometer. But as you are aware that in an accident, the reaction time is about 70 to 100 meters. So we have done a black spot analysis of about 100 meters. For every 100 meters we have done, because road, if you are traveling road, see every 100 meters it changes, or its layout changes. So we have done a 100-meter black spot analysis. All black spots have been identified and all countermeasures implemented. So I can proudly say that majority of accidents today are not there because of the road conditions. They may be for many other reasons, but because of road conditions, we have brought down the accident level to almost 0. Then, as I said, whether they are not obeying the traffic rules or they are not aware of traffic rules. So we have been getting involved in a lot of these education and traffic awareness drives with local populace. And here's one of the images where we have got involved in the school, and we had also taken this procession out.
Right. Atul,
sir,
because you are from L&T, you're not going to get additional time from me.
Sir, I'll finish in next 2 minutes. So, yes, sir. Then we are also using a route operations management software for faster processing of all incidents and management of those incidents. Then IT systems, what we are using now. Extensive use of technology in optimizing, or rather I think you will read it to understand better. We have got world-class tolling equipment, and not even one transaction is missed out in this system. We are achieving an AVC accuracy of about 91%, and that is, I think, a great number keeping in view the design of Indian vehicles, I mean rather the modifications to the Indian vehicles. I think we have got one of the far best STM systems in the world, and about 52 kilometers of highway is under CCTV coverage. Then we have got a GPS-based vehicle tracking system for all our vehicles, a fully Wi-Fi secure plaza, a separate CCTV surveillance in the lanes with a 6 months of data backup, which amounts to about 40,000 GBs of hard drives. Then we have got access control systems. We have got our own radio communication system with 3 different channels for our maintenance, tolling, and route operations. And all fault management is done through a central portal. Today, we have completed nearly 15,000 hours of operation without a single second of downtime of toll equipments. Though no leakages are there, and excellent exempt management systems, no lane closure, keeping in mind that every day 23 lakh kilometers of vehicle kilometers are covered on project. This 23 lakhs is equivalent to going to moon 3 times and coming back. So user complaints, we are just getting about 3 to 4. We are very proactive on that. Encroachment drives, as already brought out. Then we also concentrate that happy employees are the efficient employees. So better compensation, recognition and awards, excellent workplace facilities, and joint celebrations. So today I say that we have got negligible attrition rate. And what is the roadmap for us to get our O&M to a next level? Now we are into a toll analytics software, both for on-site and off-site analysis and auditing. And there's a 30 kilometer of highway which is not covered by HTMS cameras. So we are going in for online video cast of all these incidents through our route patrol vehicles. Then installation of GSM-based intelligent light, street light management systems, Wi-Fi based CCTV networks for our toll plaza only, not for HTMS. And we are also proposing to integrate our route operations with police and other emergency services for faster response and incident handling. To the end, I'll just show you some images of our plaza and the project. Of our events being celebrated. And sub-center. And in the end, I just leave you with one road safety message. So thank you very much. If there are any questions, we'll love to take them.
Thank you, Atul.
Thank you,
I'm not going to praise your presentation, otherwise I'll look biased. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow you 3 questions instead of 2, just because both of us are from L&T.
My name is Ravi Shankar. I'm from Magnetic Auto Control. You spoke of accidents and how you try and ensure that there are fewer accidents. My question is the government doing anything about controlling accidents? Because I have traveled from Chennai to Vizag. I have traveled from Chennai to Bangalore. Believe me, all these roads are death traps. You have vehicles coming from opposite directions, large vehicles with lights on during evenings, and I simply fail to understand, is it the tolling company or is it the traffic, or who is responsible for this? I don't see any reduction in this. I've been driving on these roads for a long time.
What I would say is, I don't have experience of the areas you have traveled, but Gujarat, government agencies, traffic and other statutory agencies are quite active, but I still feel I think there's little more they can do. But till the time our mindset, as I showed you that incident, remains that way, no amount of efforts are going to prevent accidents.
Yeah. Little more is, I don't see anything at all. I don't see anyone being challaned, anyone being stopped. till date I have not seen. So it is not little. I think a lot of action needs to be done. Large companies like you should take it up to make it all the more safer. We see these kind of videos, very, very, very tragic, very sad to see. I think companies, toll management companies, infrastructure companies like you should take it up to reduce this. I mean, I think it's very, very important.
Sure. Can I make a comment on this? First of all, Ravi, I can't agree with you more. Okay. It's a fact of life that there is very little that the government does. And on the PPP model, I'm sure some of the concessionaires here would share my view that it is generally left to the concession company to handle safety, security of the road, accidents, and so on and so forth. But the key issue here again is that I can stop somebody and say, hey buddy, what you're doing is wrong. Turn around and go this way, right? And he turns around and asks the question as to who are you, right? I'm not able to even penalize him. There is no challan that I can do. I don't have the enforcement right, okay? So the next step that we take, okay, is we go to the police, we get them on our, let's say, on our side, we request them, and we actually have the highway police also supporting us in these endeavors, and that has been successful in bits and pieces. It has not been successful all over the country. I believe that Vadodara Bharuch is one project where it has been successful quite a lot, but other places it has not been successful. Now, when it comes to, you know, the companies like us, we should be doing we should take certain measures to reduce this. You know, what we can do is we can deploy technology. We can invest money in terms of making the road safer, providing underpasses, foot over bridges, and so on and so forth. All that is definitely part of the responsibility of the concessionaire. But the basic thing about enforcement, you know, unless that is somehow given down to the concessionaires or the operators, you know, I think we have a long way to go. And I'm not a pessimist. I'm very optimistic that this should happen.
Thank you very much. There's one other question. What is the difference between a Mumbai-Pune expressway and a Nandi tollway in Bangalore, where I see that there is a wall or a fencing on either side of the tollway, and you don't have even a single crossover. You have either you know, overdrives or you know, underpasses that are there. But why don't other large tollways in the country have?
Let me answer this. See, first of all, Mumbai-Pune Expressway, and by the name itself, it is an expressway, which was a greenfield project, which did not pass through the normal road that was earlier developed. It is not the same road which has been expanded to 4 lanes or 6 lanes or 8 lanes. It's a new alignment, okay? Similarly, if you look at Ahmedabad to Vadodara, there is an expressway. Both these are the jewels as far as the expressways in India are concerned today. Both are access controlled. There are no crossings. There are exits also are very limited on both of them. And they are the safest roads in the country, no doubt about that, right? All other roads which are being constructed today, they are either are 4-laning project from 2-laning or 4-laning to 6-laning, you know, and they are passing through the same alignment which they were going through earlier. Let's take an example of Jaipur to Delhi to Jaipur. The alignment is the same. It's the same road which is being expanded. Now there are people residing on both sides of the roads, and we just take away a little bit of land. But there are those large populations who are residing there, and these are the ones, these villages, they use this road for commuting in the local area as well. And they are the ones who are, you know, who are badly affected, and they are the ones because of which the accidents go up. That's the difference. I'm not sure whether I can answer this correctly, because this is for the government to you know, put up a policy. But let me, you know, what is being done, that there are service lanes which are being provided at such locations, so that the movement of the local traffic is generally on the service lane and they don't move over to the main carriageway. This is partially followed and otherwise not. So it's a mixed bag situation. I guess that's where we, you know, when Atul was talking about education programs, he didn't dwell too much on that. But we go village to village and, you know, we organize campaigns where we show them those gory pictures of the accidents and stuff like that. And we tell them that, why do you want to lose your children? Why do you want to lose your parents? I mean, these kind of education programs we undertake. And that has, I can't say in numbers that has any effect or not, but I'm sure that these kind of programs would help. And there, as a responsible company, Larsen & Toubro spends a certain percentage of revenue on the CSR activity. And that's all that I can offer at this stage.
Thank you very much.
I'm Surendra Verma from Himachal Police. I have a small question. I have seen in your presentation that you have succeeded in removing a lot of encroachments from the roadside. Do you have some specific parameter or technology to identify encroachment? And how did you succeed in removing the encroachments?
The highway is very well defined. I mean, up to the right of way, it is very well defined. We have fenced the highway wherever it is possible. As you said, every place it cannot be done. And based on that, we identify these encroachments. But as of now,
I guess it needs to be answered very differently.
Sir.
Whenever a highway project is awarded, okay, the government says 60 meters is the ROW, okay, and those lines are very clearly marked. And that land is, handed over to the concessionaire, okay. So we know that this is our land. So we only remove encroachments from that area. We don't go beyond that. We have no right, okay. So within that, we have drawings, plans, electronic format, paper format, whatever, and we can go and say that this is our land, you please move out of here. That's how we do it. But we do take help of the police there to remove the encroachment. We use our own equipment, labor force and all that, but police comes to help us, which is a great thing.
But do you need order from any magistrate to remove that encroachment?
No, that's our responsibility to keep that stretch of road ROW to ROW encroachment free during the life of the concession. That's our responsibility. That's one of the obligations of the concession company.
Only, sir, if you permit to add, if you keep it for 6 months, then you will need an order from magistrate. If you remove it next 48 hours, then probably no order is required.
Sure.
So, one small question. So, it's regarding NH4. When we join from expressway to 4-lane highway on Pune, there is a vertical and horizontal curve altogether. First, and the same thing is with passing from Kolhapur to Pune. The Khambatki Ghat is there. Again, the vertical and horizontal curve is there. Do we really identify this? I mean, these are design mistakes. Do we find this with the government and we really are in a position to rectify those mistakes?
First of all, you see, both of us represent L&T and we can't comment on somebody else's concession.
No, that's right. See, since L&T has backed arm almost, I don't know, but it must be around 10,000 crores contracts. You are earning out of it. Do you think, or your design team thinks about with the government this part? Because L&T is going to be, it's one of the best companies in technology. So do we, and our engineers are now that too exposed to infrastructure outside the India. Do we differentiate this? Or this design is wrong and we need to place like this? Or just you construct the roads?
Well, okay. You want me to comment on this?
Of course. Why not? Because you are daily meeting the government people to the top level and your L&T is our prestigious company. We need to do something from at this level.
I'm so grateful to you for saying all that you said about L&T. But let me put it this way, that first of all, I would have very little knowledge about the project that you are talking about because I haven't seen it, right? So it would be unfair on my part to comment on it. But generally speaking, I guess wherever there is an engineering flaw, okay, those engineering flaws can definitely be corrected. There is a bunch of people who get involved while while a project is designed. Okay. First is there is a detailed project report consultant, which is a DPR consultant who gives his own suggestions to do certain things. Then the concessionaire, in the earlier days, he was not even allowed to change anything. Whatever is there has to be done, period. Then there is an independent consultant who actually comes in the picture and he says, this gradient is not correct, or this, you need more slope, or you need to do whatever. So those suggestions come from the independent consultant. And obviously, there are periodic reviews by the NHAI team who visit those project sites, and they also instruct that there are certain things which need to be corrected. To give you an example, since I can't answer about somebody else's project, one of our projects at Panipat, everybody said it's a beautiful project, everything is fine. But there was one gentleman who came to the project and he said that, look, your flare is too small and too many vehicles are crowding at the toll plaza and it's an accident-prone area. And this gentleman from NHAI, he made sure that we make those changes, and it took us almost about 9 months to complete that, which we have just completed a few weeks back. So these changes are still possible. I just wanted to tell you that something which has been done, it's not cast in stone, you can still change it. And if there are enough, let's say, such instances of accidents, and if it is really a bad area, then it can be taken up and it can be done by the concessionaire or the government for that matter. Ravi, is this correct? Yes. Yeah, okay.
I'm Mayank Kumar from Soville. Just two observations on some of the photos you showed. One was about people working on the road with traffic cones. Now, they didn't have any reflectors or blinkers for night.
No, for the night.
Yeah.
So no, they are just working. I mean, they would be there for daylight for half an hour, 1 hour. They would go. But if you had seen very carefully, because we are just running little short of time, there's a points man standing on the other edge with the flag, with cones. They probably would have worked half an hour and moved out from that place. We generally all maintenance activities, until unless they are related to some emergency, are not executed, I will say, about half an hour before sunset.
The picture, I'm not sure, what was I can't see the presentation from here. That was for road sweeping?
Yes, there are some people who were working there.
Sir, it is like this. During the day, we carry out certain maintenance activities, and there are certain activities like accident management and all that happens in the night. So there is a different set of equipment that is used during the day and different in the night. So what you have seen here obviously does not have flashing lights, because when the sun is shining, you don't need all that.
Great. Another question or observation on the accident video clip that you showed, that's just for information, is your cameras would possibly have spotted that truck standing on the other side, because it's at least came about that it was standing on the other side and then started.
No, this truck was not standing. This truck, about another 100 meters beyond the point, there's a village road which was joining. It came from that place, and then it has taken the wrong road. But the only thing is, when our cameras have captured, it has captured it from this point. I mean, the camera is only facing in one direction. It was just incidentally that he was scanning around to this side. But yes, number of accidents have been avoided when we have seen through our cameras vehicles wrongly parked, wrongly moving, or such like things, where then our route patrol vehicles have gone there and removed those vehicles from there. But this was one incident where, I mean, because camera can only face in one direction, it was not seen before.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir.
I'm Devinder Khosla from DSC. My question is related to safety. As you have said that the major portion is covered with the street light. Is there any generator backup for all the street lights in your project?
No, there is none. And I'll tell you why there is none, is because Gujarat State Electricity Board is one of the finest electricity supply companies that we have come across, and the percentage failures out there is less than I would say about 0.2% or something. 0.2%, not 2%.
No, that's it.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.